Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an WZ-131. It's a Chinese Tier 7 light tank, and this one's located on the south spawn of mines under the command of Iron Patrick. Now, the WZ-131, or WZ-131, it's got an 85mm gun, and if it's got the top gun, it's capable of 200 alpha, or 180 if it's the standard gun. It's got a top speed of 60 kilometers an hour. Battle has started. Now you can see that Iron Patrick's only carrying 4 rounds of premium ammo, and he has got the top gun, damage 200 alpha. Now he's a light tank, which means he's got light tank camo qualities, and he's taking it down to this rock near the river. Oh, overshot the bush there, so I don't really want to do that. That would actually tell the enemy where you are. Your reference points would be exposed. But he's looking towards the island, the lighthouse island, or what used to be known as the lighthouse island, because it's got a tower on there now. And of course he's trying to spot. That's what his main job is of a light tank, to try and find the enemy and report back to their heavy tanks and their mediums where they are. Now reload time 7.303 seconds, so 7 seconds near enough. And nobody in sight yet, but I don't believe that there's nobody on that island. I suspect there is somebody over there, just can't see them yet. And they're probably looking for us as well. Well, we can see from the mini-map that the enemy just lost the hill, as far as we can tell, because they just lost a tank, a WZ-131, I think, that was actually in the hill area. But they have got some defenders on the east side of the map. Still looking for somebody to shoot at. But if you're in a light tank, you don't really want to shoot at the enemy. You just want to find them and keep watching them and let your team shoot at them. Well, Iron Patrick's taking a very bold move here. It's moving over onto the middle island, the lighthouse island. And he hasn't been spotted yet, so it might be the enemy didn't go onto the island after all, which is very, very unusual. Okay, we've got an ISU-122 up ahead. Fires one shot in, using the bush mechanics, so the enemy won't know precisely where the shot came from. Oh, he's found a Dicamax as well. Gets a nice round in, but he would have been seen, surely. Yes, he was. He should have pulled back the moment he shot, because he would have known that... and there's an AMX AAC. Now, obviously he's still spotted when he fired, so... Yep, the AC knows he's here. And that one penetrated. Taking a risk being here, because the AC's probably reloading. Oh, he did bounce that one off the armor. But it looks like he wasn't spotted. Oh, no, the AC tried a shot. Now, we know he's about there, and I think that shell hit the AC because there was no impact on the rocks behind the AC. He's tried another shot. Yes, he was there. We don't know if he actually got some blind shot damage. The AC's pulling behind that house because the Arty keeps hitting him. Okay, he's pulled out, and that one didn't go through. AC's returning fire. We get one through one of the weak points. Yep, that'll do. 232, it's a high roll. But the AC's headed this way. You can't see the Dicamax. Now, Iron Patrick's decided to retreat, and that's probably the wise decision. He doesn't want to let that AC get too close to him. He is, after all, only a light tank. And in fact, actually, the WZ-131 is a development of the Type 59, and there's still some WZ-131s in operation in African countries because the Chinese exported them after they built so many. But they are decommissioning most of their WZ-131s now. Unfortunately, in fact, actually, the WZ-131 did see action during the Vietnam War on the North Vietnamese side. And all that OI is getting close, and now he's dead. Nice shot. The North Vietnamese had them, but unfortunately, the American Laws rockets that the American forces were issued with would just go straight through the thin armor on the WZ-131. Oh, just missed the shot there on the AC. A little too late. Now, can he get a shot as he comes around that corner? Should be able to. Oh no, that went through the mantlet, or hit the mantlet, so it didn't penetrate. So there's probably a round stuck in the side of that vehicle now. I've seen quite a few pictures of tanks which were hit by rounds where it didn't penetrate, but the shell just dug into the side, and he's finished off the AC-46 this time. So that's his second kill. His team's only one tank down on the enemy, and most of his team are actually in the cap area. He's got an IKV and 3 Arty there. Oh, we just lost our KV-85, but the enemy lost their ISU-122. So we're still one tank down, but oh, here's the Dickomax. We found him. He puts a round into us, but we've got the faster fire rate. He's got a 105mm gun, and bye bye. He's toast. Now, the thing to do now would be to go after their Arty, because we know that their T150 and 40 TP are on the east side of the map. So the only enemy over this side are the Arty. So if he can get close to them and keep weaving as he's moving, there's the M44. He would have been spotted, so yeah, he was. So he needs to keep moving, because you don't want to allow the Arty to get a direct hit on you. Leave the M44 for the moment, because you can't get close to him without him derping you. Oh, and the T150's come back. He knows his team is in danger, so he's come back, and we put the building between us and him. We're in the cap area, but he's going to have to come around that corner. We were seen, so somebody's close to us, and yet the 40 TP saw us. But we take him out the game with one shot. 11 hit points. The T150 will expose himself as he comes around that building, and he's low on health, so one shot should be enough to finish him off. There he is, 32 hit points. The 44's coming around the corner. Here he comes, trying to come derp us, and one shot's enough for him. The IKV finished off the T150. That means there's only 2 enemies left, a Hummel and a Crusader SP, and I suspect one of them is up on top of this plateau here. We're going to find him. I think it may be behind that corner. I'm just going to have a look over here first. Oh, there's the Crusader. And there's the Hummel. Okay, so they weren't on this plateau. He gets one shot into the Hummel, wipes him out with an ammo rack, goes for the Crusader. He's got a Pascucci's, and he's got his top gun, and he finishes the battle, wins the battle with his 7th kill. And that is the Dumitru's medal. Very nice. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's a first class tanker for Iron Patrick in the WZ-131. He got a demolition expert because he blew up that Hummel with one shot. 300 hit points when the alpha of his gun is only 200. So yeah, he hit the shells and blew it up. He got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who did damage to him during the battle. I think you could say that would be the AC and the... or at least I think it might have been the AC, but it certainly was the Dickomax was in that group, and he also managed to get a fire effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. He got a Dumitru's medal for killing all 3 enemy Arty, and a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. In fact, he ended up with 7, just one short of getting that Rudley Waters. So let's have a look at team score. There you go, right at the top of the table on his team, but the high scorer overall was the ISU-122S on the enemy team, and they didn't pick up the high caliber because they didn't have enough to get 20% of the enemy hit pool. So he came second when it came to damage with 1,911 hit points, and then after him came the M44 with 1,425. If we look at kills though, he's right at the top of the table, 7 kills. The IKV-90 got 3, and then four members of the enemy team managed to get 2 kills apiece, and he kills, well, several of those actually. He didn't kill the ISU-122, but he certainly killed the M44 and the OI. And when it came to base XP, again, he's top of the table, 1,165 base experience points. Then came the M44 with 721 and the KV-85 with 661. He fired 20 shots, he got 17 direct hits and 12 penetrations. Damage of 1,911 hit points, of which 754 were at more than 300 meters. He received 2 hits from the enemy, both were penetrations. And he also spotted 5 enemy vehicles, damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 7 of the enemy, and did damage assistance of 433 hit points. On standard account, he earned 23,943 credits, got 2,394 for the personal missions payout, and after ammunition resupply and repair, he actually walked away with 18,322 credits. He received 1,165 XP, times 2 for the first victory of the day, 117 for the personal missions payout. He took away 2,447 experience points altogether. So a very nice display of how the WZ-131 works on mines. And yeah, from that position actually, he was able to defend against any incursions over the island, but he did sort of like take the initiative once he was certain that nobody appeared to be coming over. And it worked out very well. Certainly got the most kills in the game. And I think that was because the moment he knew where the enemy was, or where the enemy light, medium and heavy tanks were, he could actually then go aggressively against the enemy Arty and take them out. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.